Here's more wrestling news for November 12th, 2021. And your headlines for this afternoon include Becky Lynch says she doesn't know what's going to happen with Charlotte Flair, WWE preparing disappointing finish for huge Survivor Series match, Brock Lesnar's return date for WWE TV confirmed, former women's champion reveals shocking original plan for her WWE debut, The Undertaker set to undergo even more surgeries after retiring from the ring, The Rock pranks Red Notice co-star in epic fashion, and more. At Survivor Series this year, Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch will face SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair in a match about much more than brand supremacy. Speaking to Sports Illustrated this week, Lynch said the pair were former best friends, but that things had been tense ever since Flair went off script during their title exchange on the October 22nd SmackDown. In that same interview, Lynch admitted that she's not looking forward to stepping back in the ring with Flair, as it'll be a lot more difficult to put a match together with someone she believes she can't trust. She explained, 100% more difficult. When you've got two people who are wanting to work together to make magic, then you make magic. When there's hostility, then you don't know what's going to happen. The pro wrestling industry is built on wrestlers trusting each other and putting their bodies in the hands of their opponents, and this will be especially difficult for Lynch when she battles Flair on November 21st. Lynch vs. Flair will be one of the biggest matches at what'll be the final WWE pay-per-view of the year, but fans looking forward to the Queen finally getting her comeuppance may be disappointed. During Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez said that WWE is considering recreating the Montreal Screwjob this year, but this time with Lynch and Flair in the roles of Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. Like Charlotte and Lynch, Bret and Shawn had some very real personal issues with each other, which led to one of the most infamous moments ever seen in the history of pro wrestling. This finish hasn't been confirmed by WWE, but it's interesting that they used a video package this week featuring Hart and Michaels, highlighting the Screwjob from Survivor Series 1997. Having an unclean finish, WWE will be protecting both women, as neither one will have lost clean on pay-per-view, but we imagine fans won't be happy to see one of the most infamous moments in wrestling used once again, instead of having a definitive winner and loser later this month. Brock Lesnar isn't booked for Survivor Series as he remains indefinitely suspended from WWE for attacking Adam Pearce. Fined $1 million for causing chaos on the post-Crown Jewel SmackDown, there is no word on when Lesnar will be reinstated, but we do know when fans can see him next. On Twitter, the Los Angeles Staples Center account shared an interesting post, saying that the former Universal Champion has vowed to buy a ringside seat in the arena for the December 10th SmackDown. Lesnar may be suspended from in-ring competition, but there's nothing stopping him from attending SmackDown as a fan. But with Roman Reigns also set to appear that night, we imagine Lesnar won't just be there to enjoy the show. For years, Lesnar was flanked by his advocate Paul Heyman, but the Beast incarnate has been going it alone since returning to WWE. It's well known that Lesnar doesn't like being around other people and prefers to keep his personal life private, but that nearly changed on WWE TV. That's according to Beth Phoenix, who shared a comparison photo of herself and Lesnar, and revealed that when she joined WWE, she pitched a storyline to Michael Hayes in which she'd be the sister of Lesnar. That didn't happen, as Beth instead debuted as a face in May 2006, aiding Trish Stratus in her feud with Mickie James, and hit her stride as the Glamazon in the summer of 2007. After a highly successful career, Phoenix would become the youngest WWE Hall of Famer in 2017 before becoming an NXT commentator 2 years later. But for all her accolades, the Glamazon never got to add her name to the Lesnar family tree. In July, WWE shocked everyone by releasing Bray Wyatt, bringing an end to what had been one of the company's most interesting characters of the past 2 years. Speaking on the Gimme a Hull Yeah podcast this week, Jason Baker, a special effects artist who worked with Wyatt, discussed the former Universal Champion and how much freedom WWE actually gave him. WWE gave Bray and I a lot of creative freedom, but also, a lot of times, everything had to be approved. There were little tweaks and changes and things like that. At the end of the day, whoever is footing the bill is the one who gets final say. WWE very rarely gives superstars creative freedom, instead making their roster read scripted promos word for word. And although Wyatt's creative genius was ultimately squandered under Vince McMahon, at least he got a chance so few other superstars get. Now, The Undertaker will always be remembered as one of the all-time greats, but his 3 decades as a company staple have taken their toll on the former World Heavyweight Champion. This week, the Phenom revealed that he has several surgeries coming up, but is waiting until hunting season ends before he goes under the knife. The Undertaker told Sports Radio 96.7 that he's already had a partial hip replacement in both hips, but also needs a new right knee, and hopes surgery will ease the pain he's going through. After such a legendary career and remaining loyal to WWE during the Monday Night Wars, it's fitting that The Undertaker enjoys a pain-free retirement, and hopefully this upcoming surgery will do him a world of good. Impact Wrestling news next, as the company is always looking to expand its roster and recently tried to sign Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. Neither man came to Impact, but the company now has a very talented indie wrestler under contract. Fightful Select reports that Lady Frost has signed a long-term deal after making a handful of appearances earlier this year. Given that she wasn't at Bound for Glory or the tapings that followed, it'll be a while before Frost returns to Impact TV as a contracted wrestler, but fans may remember her as Jamie Frost in WWE, who lost a squash match to the then undefeated Asuka on the March 26, 2018 Raw. Frost has also appeared for AEW, having appeared on 2 episodes of Dark, and has also worked with the NWA. Frost is the latest big name added to Impact's Knockouts division, which also boasts Mickie James and The Inspiration, and we'll have to see how Frost impacts the division now that she's an official member. AEW news now, as last month Rampage went head-to-head with SmackDown for a half an hour, and both shows pulled out all the stops to win fans over. Although SmackDown won in the ratings and tied in the 18 to 49 demographic, Rampage won in that same demographic during the opening half hour of their program, a victory Tony Khan has been happy to reference ever since. Speaking on the Dan Le Batard show, Khan discussed the 30-minute head-to-head and said how a combination of CM Punk, Ruby Soho, and The Bunny guaranteed AEW's victory. CM Punk won his segment decisively. Ruby Soho is a big star who had been fired from WWE just months earlier. They went up against the contract signing of Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. If you look at it, they tied it, but in their 15-minute quarter, that's where I pushed all 6 minutes of the commercials, so actually, without the commercials, they would have beaten that segment. Khan's company has gone from strength to strength since being formed in 2019, and Punk is someone TNT executives have said they want to build the company around. Punk will face Eddie Kingston tomorrow night at Full Gear, and with Punk already boasting a 5-0 winning streak, we'll have to see if the Mad King is the one to give him his first loss in AEW. And we're ending today with The Rock, who is teaming up with Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot for Netflix's Red Notice, and the former WWE champion has played an expensive prank on one of his co-stars. On Instagram, The Rock shared a photo of a huge billboard he paid for, which proudly displays the message, "Ryan Reynolds uses his mom's Netflix account." In the caption, the Brahma Bull called Mama Reynolds an amazing woman, saying he doesn't know how her son turned out the way he did, in what was one unique way to promote the new Netflix film, which hits the streaming service today. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.